Hello, it's David Dominé the Bluegrass Peasant, and arriving at Terminal 1 of Mexico City's airport, Benito Juarez International Airport. I've been in Mexico for 8 days. I flew here from Louisville, Kentucky, and now it's time to fly back. So I made a video on the way down to show people what it's like flying in times of COVID. And now I'm going to make a little video showing what it's like to fly back to the States from Mexico in times of COVID. So I hope this is useful to any of you who are thinking about international travel right now. So right away you can tell there's many fewer travelers than normal. Usually this place is jam-packed with people ready to check in and turn in their luggage. This lady looks like she's really prepared. And then the line to go through security isn't too long. It was pretty easy to get through security. Going through security, they did ask how long I had been in Mexico. They also took my temperature, and then they wanted to see the proof that I had taken the healthcare questionnaire. The health questionnaire is very easy. You just go online. It takes about a minute to do it, and then you get this little barcode that shows you took it. So headed to the waiting area, and usually there are a lot more people. Right away in the waiting area, you can tell it's empty. The first half, usually there's people standing. There's not enough room to sit here, but some of the shops are closed. Yeah, it's probably about 25% as full as it normally is. Yeah, this is where I'd normally get an ice cream bar, or a paleta in Spanish. Different flavors like mango, strawberry, raspberry, chocolate, coconut, but looks like I won't be having any of those today. So we'll sit down and wait and get ready for the flight. Don't have too long to wait, and the flight boards on time. And before you know it, I'm in the plane. And this flight is not very full at all. It looks like maybe about 20% of the seats have been taken, so got lots of room. That's nice. We take off and have some last views of Mexico City, and then the flight is pretty uneventful. Like I said, it's an almost empty airplane. Then we land in Charlotte. I have to get a connecting flight to Louisville. So it's on to baggage claim and passport control, immigration and customs. And if it's like anything on the way down to Mexico, it will probably be a pretty stress-free experience. So we are heading to immigration right now. I'm not really supposed to be taking any pictures, but I'm kind of sneaky. As you can see, lines aren't very long. A lot of times we'd be waiting here already, and it looks like it's pretty dead. It's going to be a pretty quick experience. So I just made it through customs and security at Charlotte. I'm getting ready for my next leg of flights, which is to Louisville. Everything was pretty seamless, not too many problems, not too many people in line. So once again, this was probably one of my fastest times through custom and passport control coming back to the States from Mexico. So I'll let you know how the rest of the trip is. Got some time to kill in Charlotte, so I got something to drink. Did a little work on my computer. There was a slight delay. The flight left about a half hour later than it was supposed to. There was a last-minute gate change, but at this gate we can tell it's probably going to be a full flight to Louisville. So it's boarding time. It's not a very big plane, but sure enough, the flight to Louisville is packed. They were looking for people to give up their seats. So I'm about halfway down. And fortunately, it's not a very long flight, only about an hour and a half. So I find my seat, and and settle in for our next flight, and then it'll be home sweet home. Okay, we're almost home, making our descent and coming in over Louisville. And then we land. Things are a little backed up at the tarmac, so we have to wait a bit. It takes 10-15 minutes before we pull into our gate. And then it's off the plane and time to get the luggage. And my ride is waiting outside. It only takes 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'm on my way home. So the airport is kind of empty. It's about 10 o'clock at night. And like I mentioned in the first video, I was a bit anxious at first, but I'm glad I did this. Air travel is possible during times of COVID, and there were some risks involved, but in Mexico City there was a lot of safety precautions. I, knock on wood, think my chances of contracting COVID, even in the crowded flights and being around people, was probably less in Mexico than had I stayed in the United States. So we'll see. It's still early, but for the most part, it was a good experience, and I hope this video comes in handy for anyone thinking about trying to travel to Mexico by air. Thanks for checking in with me. Hope to see you in Mexico or in Louisville someday.